wasting money, chasing truth, wasting time, wasting you, wasting.
Alright, so we've been asked by a couple people online to videotape us installing this Holley Sniper kit on Jeremy's truck, so I guess we're gonna do that for you. Should be pretty simple. I say that, I've never done this before, but be a good time. I'll unbox this. This thing is sick. Fuel line, filters, pump. There's some loom. Two sensor. Oh yeah, we even got a display here. Badass. Well, I guess now time to start taking stuff apart. Alright, so we got the carb off. Now we're gonna slap this bad boy on here and start messing around, I guess. I can see that'd be pretty easy to pinch some wires on this. Definitely don't want to mess that up. Pinch wires underneath the throttle body, that'd be a bad day. Well, we've got pretty much everything set up. Vacuum lines are in back here. I don't know, this right here, I don't know if it'll work or not. We're trying to run it on the TAC output for our engine speed sensor. I don't know if that'll work there or not. We got this ran through this grommet. This is our 12 volt switch power. And all over here. And then I still gotta hook up battery wires. Still need to do O2. And currently doing the fuel lines and fuel pump right now. So that's next. Pre-filter, pump, post-filter. And I don't know where's my light at. Get down here and look at it. Technically speaking, it shouldn't be high pressure until after the pump, so we're going to try to reuse these lines. This is our main right here, and then our return is right beside it. So we'll see if that works out. But getting ready to mount up the fuel pump. A little update though, so we'll get back whenever the fuel pump's hooked up. Alright, so this is the next day. I didn't really record much of us doing the fuel line. I mean, it's pretty simple stuff. I'll show you what we did here in a second, but pretty much ready to go. I'm not going to tuck all the wires and stuff like that and try to hide them until I know everything's good and said and done with. Ran into problems with this, I don't know if you can see that or not, the kick down for the transmission. For some reason, even the Holley kickdown stud doesn't fit the Holley Sniper. So I had to modify that bolt and do all kinds of stupid stuff to make that work out. Kind of annoying. I had to go ahead and pull that nipple off of the other carburetor, put it on there, get all the vacuum lines, ran the fuel lines up through here, back behind the alternator, and then up to this, and this is a return line. If we go down here, oh, let me grab a light so you guys can see this. Oh, I need a lift, guys. So we used the pre-existing line up here and just ran the fuel lines off of that. Got our fuel pump bolted in, pre-filter and post-filter, and a return line running up along top. This right here is how they recommend setting up the O2 sensor. It's absolute junk. Clamps that they come with, these bad boys are god awful. I don't know why anyone thought this ever was a good idea, but it's not. So we're gonna end up doing a weld-in bung. We just gotta order it. So doing this for now just to get it going. We got all of our lines ran up along the frame rail. I don't know how well you can see down here, it's pretty dark. But besides that though, we're pretty much ready to go. Just a couple of little things here and there. Putting some wires in. We tried to hide most of this in here. They for the ignition switch, they recommended you jump to the fuel or the fuse panel. So we ended up running a wire, the blade connector, right up here. That's hard as fuck to see, but yeah, we ran it right there. It's 12-volt power only when the key's on. And they made a big deal about making sure that it's a constant 12 volts besides whenever the starter's kicked on. Shouldn't drop below 9.5, 10 volts. They said if it does, you shouldn't use it because it won't comply with the Holley very well and it'll cause problems. So we're gonna go ahead and get everything set up, and then we'll start doing setup on the computer and see how this goes. Alright, so you go to Wizards, You pick whichever serial number which you have, which that's what we have, the 550, 511. Hit the next. Pick your number of cylinders. Get your engine displacement. This is a 350. It's very sensitive. Target idle speed, I think we're going to shoot for 750 on this. And then you go next. Have the option to add in nitrous, which we're not doing that right now. Hopefully in the future though. And this is where you choose what kind of ignition setup you have. We're not controlling timing with the unit yet, so we're going to go ahead and click on the coil negative so we can get our engine speed registered. And then this is your tune. You'd press start, which we've already done that, so we're not going to. But go here, our monitors, you go to our vitals, and we'll give her a startup for you. It's gonna high idle for a little bit because it's cold, obviously. We did have problems with setting the IAC at first, just the idle screw right there actually, and it you set your idle screw to where it needs to be, and you're shooting for between 2 and 10% of your IAC, but your idle will be all sorts of funky if you do not get that set right. But besides that, it's a pretty simple install. Really excited to start tuning this unit and figure out what all we can do with it. But we took it for a test spin yesterday, and I'll add in some clips of us doing that after this. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys.